Okay, today I'm gonna show you the fastest and most effective way to attract any woman. And it involves making her wanna flirt with you and interact with you in a sexual way rather than a friendly way. Whether it's a woman you've known for a while or some girl that you've just met, I want you to use these 3 simple tricks that I'm gonna reveal in this video on her and notice how she changes the way she acts around you and how she treats you. You'll instantly move from boring, platonic talk to sexually charged conversation that derives attraction. I'll even give you examples of lines that you can model or copy word for word to bring out her flirtatious side and make her fall for you. So pay close attention and watch this video till the very end because you are going to love it. I'm Marni, and from here on out, I'm gonna be your very own personal wing girl. And every week, it's my job to give you the no BS insider info about what women really want, plus the most effective methods to win over any girl you like. So hit that subscribe button now so that you never miss a video. So before I fully dive in, I wanna tell you the one line that is not sexy for women to hear, that doesn't get you any points with a woman. And that line is, I'm so sorry, this rarely happens. If you haven't guessed it already, I'm talking about premature ejaculation, and around 30% of men deal with PE at some point in their life, which means it's something so many guys deal with. And thankfully, Roman Swipes, sponsor of today's video, an all-around hero to men and their penises everywhere, can help you last longer in bed so you and your partner or partners can be satisfied. Roman Swipes are convenient and super effective. All you have to do is apply the disposable wipe to the most sensitive parts of your most sensitive areas, let it dry, and enjoy. And I mean enjoy. Roman offers free, discreet 2-day shipping, and there is no prescription needed because no one ever said he lasted too long in bed. So be Roman ready when the time is right. Life is short. Have more sex, have more fun. Go to ro.co/Marni or click the link in the description box today. You will get $10 off your first order of swipes. That's ro.co/Marni. All right, now let's get into this video. So first and foremost, before we get to the actual lines and techniques that I want to give you, let me tell you why it's important to get women to start flirting with you. You see, if a woman gets flirty and sexual with you willingly, then attraction will just take care of itself. If she starts to flirt with you, the attractive chemicals in her brain will begin to stir up and create positive emotions that she will associate with you. This is a great thing, right? And that's how a woman really falls for a guy or gets attracted to him. But here's the problem. Most women will not bring out their flirty or sexual side that easily, especially when you're still a stranger to her or someone that she views as a friend or a colleague, just like in a non-sexual way. So why is this? It's very simple. Most of us were raised to believe that expressing our sexual interest, aka flirting and getting flirty, is wrong or not appropriate. This is especially true for many women who are afraid of being seen as slutty or too forward or too easy. And because of this, women will hesitate to get into that flirting mode, to put that flirty side out there. Or, they're just not charged enough to put that flirty side out there. So they're gonna hold themselves back from saying anything too sexual because it feels wrong or it feels appropriate or they're just not ready to say that yet. Now, the solution to this problem is a simple one. If you want a woman to flirt with you so she can eventually feel attracted to you, you need to create a safe space for her to get flirty and sexual. You have to spark that within her. So all the guys who are exceptionally good with women create that safe space for women to flirt and be sexual. And that's the #1 habit that allows them to attract more women than the average guy can ever dream of. It's the one big difference between guys who are popular with the ladies and guys who receive no special attention from women and often end up in the friend zone or like labeled the nice guy. This means if you want to attract and be desired by more women, it's crucial that you develop this habit of creating a safe space for flirting. So now the question is, how do you do it, right? How do you create this safe space? Well, it's pretty simple. If you want her to flirt with you, you need to lead the way. You are the leader of sexuality. You need to go there first. You need to take charge and be the first to inject some flirting into the conversation. Not sex into the conversation, but flirting. So there are 3 ways to do this. First one is through simple, flirtatious semi-sexual compliments. And by semi-sexual compliments, I mean any sort of compliment that only makes sense if you are sexually interested in that person, if there's attraction there. So for example, saying something like, "Oh, you're very smart." Not a sexual compliment, right? That's about her brain, which is nice. Or if you say something like, "You've got great taste in music." Again, not a semi-sexual compliment. However, things like, "Wow, you look amazing in that dress," is a semi-sexual compliment. Or, "You're really cute when you laugh." Semi-sexual compliment. "You have beautiful eyes." Semi-sexual compliment, because you're staring into her eyes as you're saying that. So I hope you understand. Okay, you get my drift. Anything which implies that you find her attractive is a sexual compliment, that you see her as an attractive woman. Now, you can be cute and clever with these, and you can add humor to it, which I love, but it's not absolutely necessary. So I recommend that you do this in a respectful, honest, but assertive manner. Meaning, you say it like you mean it, but you do it in a respectful way. So you don't go overboard with it. You don't start talking about her breasts or her ass. 9 times out of 10, respectful, honest sexual compliments will make women like you more and start flirting with you. It's just an easy way to set the tone, the flirty tone in conversation. Now, one rule of thumb that you want to follow while giving these sexual compliments is don't linger on it. Say it and keep the conversation going, okay? If you linger on it, it gets awkward and uncomfortable, and a little tension is good, but too much is not. So say it, hold it for a second, and then move on. Now, another way to introduce flirting or sexuality into the conversation is through questions. More accurately, questions about dating and sex and relationships, etc. So of course, you don't want to start with something extremely intimate. You don't want to just dive into that right away, but it's going to come off as intense and discourage a woman from opening up. So instead, you want to start with some lighter questions. So if she's discussing them with you, you can move towards heavier ones. So you can start with questions like, what do you find most attractive in a man? Or when was your first kiss? Or have you ever made the first move on a guy? And then, based on how she responds, you can move on to heavier questions or more intimate questions like, what do you think you look sexiest in? What's the craziest place you've ever done it in, right? These are more intense. Or something like, what's the hottest thing a guy can do in bed? Now, look, it's important to remember that these topics could trigger feelings of discomfort or shame and embarrassment. And sometimes you will be met with hesitation and surprise when asking a woman more intimate questions. She may challenge you and put you on the spot about why you're asking this kind of stuff. The absolute worst things you can do are apologize or try to explain why you didn't mean to be weird. All you're going to do is reinforce that this subject is shameful and wrong because you're not owning it. Instead, you want her to feel this is something natural, normal, and fun to talk about, to engage in so she flirts with you. So you do that by responding with confidence, positivity, and even playfulness. So this means first and foremost, you must own your question, right? You should be proud that you asked this question because it's not weird. Say you have asked, have you ever made a first move on a guy? And she responds with, why are you asking that? Or why do you want to know that? Okay. You can say in a calm and honest manner, because it's great when a woman is comfortable expressing her sexuality. Shows confidence. Secondly, you can encourage her to open up. Say you ask, do you consider yourself a sexual person? And she responds, did you really just ask that? Which is probably a typical response. And you can reply with, yeah, I did. No pressure though. I'm just excited to learn more about you. You can even open up first to show her it's okay to talk about these things, which is typically what I would suggest. Say you ask, what do you find most attractive about a man? And if she seems nervous, you can say, personally, I find ambition and kindness to be the most attractive traits in a woman. So if you handle her nervousness or hesitance well, she will usually open up about her own sexuality or just about any topic in general if you show it first. So if she's still uncomfortable answering your question, then I wouldn't breach the subject further during this interaction and keep it moving anyway. Don't be affected by it and turned off by it, just keep moving. Once you've taken the turn towards a more sexual or romantic conversation, you can amp things up with more flirting. And I have a whole video on the flirting tactics that turn women on and create instant attraction. So I highly recommend that you check that video out after you watch this video, obviously, because it will help you a lot when talking to women. So I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description box below so you can check it out. However, there's one tactic I will discuss in this video because it's ridiculously easy and it's a great way to introduce flirting into the conversation and also to keep it going. This tactic is called Playful Misinterpretation, and this is gonna get her to start flirting with you. It's one of my favorite flirting tactics because all you have to do is purposely misinterpret something that she says as something that's flirty or sexual. For example, let's assume she says that t-shirt you're wearing is terrible, okay, which is her teasing you a little just to see how you handle pressure. So you can respond with something like this. Wow, we've just met and you already want to get me out of my t-shirt? At least buy me dinner first, right? That's like playful. So see how that worked? Here's another example. Let's say you ask her, so how was your weekend? And she replies, nothing crazy, just spent some quality time by myself. And you can respond with a smirk on your face. That's nice. I think exploring your own body is natural and a healthy part of becoming an adult, right? Again, playful. With a little practice, you're gonna get really good at this. Your mirror is your best friend because this is where you get to practice. So remember, all you have to do is misinterpret something she says as something that's flirty or sexual because it's a playful way of adding intimacy to a conversation, and most women will find it enjoyable and be willing to engage with you. That's how they're gonna flirt back with you and start the flirting. And that accomplishes the goal of this video, which was to show you how to create an environment where women feel safe enough to get flirty and sexual, okay? If you wanna go deeper on this topic and master the skill of flirting so it becomes second nature to you, then I would recommend you click the link in the description box below and check out our flagship program, my flagship program, the F Formula, which is the flirting formula, because it boils down flirting to a simple 3-step process or formula that any guy can master over a short weekend. And then you can use the formula in any conversation to create a hot sexual chemistry between you and the woman that you're talking to without being seen as creepy or desperate. So it shows you exactly how to set the flirty tone, add sexual tension when needed, and escalate things from a simple hello to a date and then to the bedroom. So in easy, practical steps that anybody can follow. In fact, thousands of guys have already used the F formula to attract, date, and sleep with beautiful women of their choice. And there's no reason why it cannot do the same for you. So if you're serious about dating beautiful, high quality women, then click the link in the description box below and have a look at the F formula. It is the ultimate shortcut to securing more dates and having hot sexual adventures with the women you like. I am sure that you'll absolutely love it. So click the link below and check it out now. And lastly, thank you very much for watching this video to the very end. As always, I hope you found it useful, and I will see you next week.